Hello, chemistry students. Welcome back. In our previous conversion videos, I gave you moles and you were changing them to grams. That's a really important conversion to be able to do because in the lab we don't have scales that measure moles of substances. Our scales only measure grams. So if you are looking at a chemical equation, for instance, the coefficients tell you how many moles of a substance there are, and in order for you to measure it out properly, you need to convert that to grams. But now we're going to go in the opposite direction. Now I'm going to give you the mass of a substance in grams, and you need to convert that to moles. So you'll notice that I have switched over to page 5 in the packet, so go ahead and scroll to that page. And I'm going to do 3 problems on this page for you. So number 7 says, how many moles equals 59.3 grams of water? You're going to see that the way that I think through this and the way that I set it up is extremely similar to what I did on page 4. So once again, I'm first of all going to look at what I'm given in the problem because that's going to be the first part of my proportion that I set up. So my question says, how many moles? This means that I don't know how many moles, and that's exactly what I'm trying to find. And so the top part of my proportion on the left side will be X moles. And I want to know how many moles equals 59.3 grams of water. So I'm going to put 59.3 grams at the bottom. So when you look at this fraction, remember, like this big long bar here is going to equate X moles to 59.3 grams. Now, water, as you already know, has the chemical formula of H2O. And in order to set up the right-hand side of my proportion, I first need to find the molar mass of water. So I have 2 hydrogens, so that's going to be 2 times 1.01, and I'm going to add that to the molar mass of oxygen, which is 16.00, and when I add all of that together, I get 18.02 grams per mole, which again basically means that 18.02 grams of water is equal to 1 mole of water. Now, when I put my numbers over here on the right-hand side of my proportion, notice I've got moles on top on the left, so I'm going to put moles on top on the right. And what number do I have next to mole over here? I have the number 1 because I have no number. And so if you have no number, then that automatically means that you have a number 1 there. I have grams on the bottom on the left, so I'm going to put grams on the bottom of the right. And over here in my molar mass, I have the number 18.02. So I'm going to write that down right here. All right, great. Now that I've got my proportion set up, I can go ahead and cross multiply and divide in order to solve for x. So this time I have x times 18.02 gives me 18.02x, and that is equal to 1 times 59.3, which is simply 59.3. But now in these problems, I have to isolate x so that it's by itself. So I need to divide both sides by the number that is in front of my variable. So I'm going to divide both sides by 18.02. And these are gonna cancel so that x is by itself. But just remember, and this is just a common error that students make over the years, is that they don't punch the numbers into their calculator correctly. So if you're going to do that, you've got to punch in 59.3, the top number, and then the divided sign, and then punch in your bottom number. So it needs to look like, sorry, can't figure out how to, it needs to look like that in your calculator. The top number, the division sign, and then the bottom number. Then you hit your equal sign. And what I get here is that x is equal to 3.29. But as I look at all of the numbers that I'm using in my problem, I see that the one that is the least precise has only one number after the decimal. So I'm going to make round my answer to having only one number after the decimal point. So I actually have 3.3. And let's go back to my problem to see what unit my variable was next to. My x, my variable, is next to moles, so moles is my unit, and that is my final answer. Okay, so let's do our next problem, shall we? I'm going to scroll this up here. Here we go. So, how many moles are in 305 grams of chlorine? So once again, what I'm given in my problem is how many moles. So I'm looking for moles. So moles is x, and I put mole here. And this is equal to what I'm given in grams, 305 grams. Now I make that fraction equal to my second fraction. I'm going to put mole on top because I've got it on top on the left. I'll put grams on the bottom because I have it on the bottom on the left. And now I have to figure out what numbers go here. Well, we've got to find the molar mass of Cl2. And the molar mass of something is always equal to 1 mole. So you can always put the number 1 right away, right next to mole. But now what we need to figure out is how many grams is 1 mole of chlorine equal to. Well, if you look on your periodic table, chlorine has a molar mass of 35.45 grams, but you can see I've got a little subscript of 2 here, so that means I have to multiply this by 2, and that is going to give me 70.9 grams per mole. Now I've already put my 1 mole here on the top, on the right-hand side of my proportion. And on the bottom, I have to put my mass, which is 70.9 grams. And now I do exactly what I did on the top on the other side. My lamp just keeps falling. Sorry, I'm in the dark here. So I'm going to cross multiply. X times 70.9 is simply 70.9x. And that is equal to 305 times 1, which is simply 305. And then I want to isolate x, so I'm going to divide both sides by the number that's in front of my x, which is 70.9, divided by 70. Oops, sorry, I wrote that down wrong. Divide by 70.9. Now, 70.9 on this side is going to cancel out, so I've got x all alone. And then when I punch this into my calculator, I'm going to punch in 305, then the division sign, and then 70.9. And when I do that, my final answer is x is equal to 4.3 moles. But again, my least precise measurement is 305, so I don't have anything after that decimal point, so we can even just put 4 moles, and I would be happy with that as your final answer. All right, so that's our second one. Here's our final example. So for this problem, we're told that we're looking for moles again because it says how many moles, and we're equating moles to 1,000 grams, and the substance that I'm using in this problem is calcium. So I'm going to put an x mole on top on the left, and I'm going to equate that because we're equating it in our problem to 1,000 grams on the bottom. And that means I'm going to have mole on top, grams on the bottom. The substance that I'm working with here is calcium, and it's elemental calcium, so it's not a part of any substance, so I just need to look at the molar mass of calcium on the periodic table, and that is 40.08 grams per mole, which means that in 1 mole of calcium, I have 40.08 grams. So I'm going to put a 1 by my mole, and I'm going to put 40.08 next to my G for grams. Awesome. Now I'm going to cross multiply and divide in order to solve for x. So x times 40.08 is simply 40.08x, and that equals 1,000 times 1, which is simply 1,000. Now to isolate my x, I want to get x all by itself, so I have to divide both sides of my equation by the number that is in front of my x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 40.08. So the 40.08 next to my x, those are going to cancel. And now in order to solve for x, I have to punch into my calculator 1,000 divided by 40.08, and then I'm going to hit my equal sign, and what I get is 24.95. But again, my least precise measurement is 1,000. It doesn't have any numbers after a decimal point. So if you simply round this 24 up to 25, make sure that you put your unit next to your answer. Give me a little box. And now I've got it. And that's your final answer for this problem. All right, well, those are all of the examples that I'm going to give you for mass mole conversions. So please go back and check your assignments so that you know what it is that you need to do next to practice these problems further. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day, everyone.